up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to yet another amazing recipe. Today we are making pumpkin chapatis and these ones are so good. If you've never tried pumpkin chapatis before, then this is a chance to try it. I guarantee you it is such an amazing chapati recipe. Lately I've been falling in love with making chapatis. I never liked to make chapatis before because I thought it is a very hard task, and also I never knew how to make chapatis. But let me tell you, practice makes perfect. I have made some coconut chapatis, I've made some carrot chapatis, and if you want to try them, I will link the recipes in the description box down below. So these pumpkin chapatis, you can serve them with some stews, some curries, or you can even be like me and serve them with some hot coffee or hot tea for a quick breakfast. So before you get started, this is just a small disclaimer, guys. I know some of you are gonna come to my comments and be like, no Bella, this is not chapati, this is not how we make chapatis. But let me tell you guys, this is how we make chapatis in my home country, Kenya. We call them chapati. I know some countries call them paratha or parota, but this is how we make our chapati in my home country, Kenya. This is how I grew up making chapati. So I'm just putting this out because I know some of you guys are gonna come to my comments and bash me because they have similar recipes in their country, but they make them differently, or maybe they call them in another name. So I'm saying this because I've made some chapati recipes in this channel, and I have got comments from some of you guys that this is not chapati, this is parota or paratha. So I'm just saying that this is how we call chapati in my home country, guys. So just bear with me, just be nice. So anyway, guys, this recipe is such a simple recipe. I've listed everything in the description box down below. Don't forget to check on that. So I hope you guys go ahead and try it, and as usual, if you try it, don't forget to tell me how yours came out on the comment section down below. So collect all the ingredients I've listed in the description box down below, and let's get started. So for my recipe, I'm going to use butternut squash. You can use any pumpkin that you have. So we're just going to need about 1 cup of mashed butternut squash. So I'm just going ahead to peel that nicely. Make sure that your knife is very sharp because peeling a pumpkin is such a hard task. So I'm just going ahead to peel that, and once you're done, you're going to cut it into smaller pieces. So just going to cut your butternut into smaller pieces, as you see the way I'm doing it here. And then once you're done, you're going to place this in a pan or a pot, and then you're going to add some water. You're going to place this over medium heat, and you will boil this until they come out super soft and tender. And after about 40 minutes, our pumpkin is ready, and as you can see, it is fork tender. So you really need your pumpkin to be very soft, or else you will be having big lumps when you have mashed them. So make sure that your pumpkin is very soft. So next, we're just going to transfer it to our bowl, and then you're just going to use a masher, or if you don't have a masher, you can just use a fork. You're going to mash this until it is soft and there are no lumps. And our pumpkin is ready. As you can see, there are no big lumps, so you're just going to remove 1 cup. So just use a measuring cup and just measure 1 cup of the pumpkin, and you're going to add it to our dry ingredients. So for our dry ingredients, I have mixed 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So you'll slowly add the mashed pumpkin, and then you're just going in with your clean hands, and you're going to mix this well for about a minute or 2. So now I'm just going ahead to add some water. So I'm using warm water. So for the water, we're going to add gradually. I don't have an exact measurement for the water. So what you will do, you're just going to add it gradually until you form a nice soft dough. As you can see, my dough is a bit sticky. I always like it like this. Don't add any flour at this point, because sticky dough will always give you a smooth, soft dough that you will easily work with, and also it will give you soft chapatis at the end. So now I'm just adding 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. You'll quickly need that, and as you can see, the dough is no longer sticking to my hands, so the oil really helps on that. So give this a quick knead for about a minute or 2. So to avoid all this hassle, if you have a dough mixer, just add everything to your dough mixer. It will make this process very much easier. So now we're just going to let this dough rest a bit for about 10 minutes. So resting your dough gives you a very soft dough, and in the end it gives you very soft chapatis that are gonna stay for long. So don't skip that step. So once our dough has rested, go ahead and transfer it to your working space, give it a quick knead, and then you're going ahead to cut it into smaller pieces. So this recipe gives you 10 chapatis, so I'm just going ahead to cut it into 10 equal pieces. So you're gonna take each piece, and just using your hands, you're going to form small balls, as you see the way I'm doing it here. So now it's time to roll them out. So just take each piece, make sure that you've spread enough flour. This is just to avoid the dough sticking to your surface. Also spread some flour on your rolling pin, and then you're just going to roll this out. At this point, the shape doesn't matter, but make sure you have a nice round shape. So you're just going to roll them out, and then once you're done, you're going to take some vegetable oil and you're going to spread it all sides, as you see the way I'm doing it here. So when making chapatis, we need layers. I love layers in my chapatis, and I have 2 methods on how I get layers in my chapatis. So my first method, you'll just make a small slit at the center of the rolled out dough, and then you'll just roll it out in a circular motion, as you see the way I'm doing it here. Then next, to seal it, you're just going to take the end of that dough, and then you're going to tuck it in, as you see the way I'm doing it, and then you're going to flatten it, and that's just it. That's our first method. Let me show you my second method for getting layers, which is actually my favorite method, and I'm sure many of you use this method for making your chapatis. So as we did with our earlier rollout dough, you're just going to roll this out and also add some vegetable oil. So make sure all sides are covered with the oil, and once you're done, just use your fingers and you're going to roll it the way I'm doing it here. You're going to form a strip-like shape, and once you get to the end, just try to tap it on your surface. This is just to expand it and make it a bit longer, and then you're just going to pick the end part, and then you're going to make a spiral shape, as you see the way I'm doing it here. And that's just it. Our second method is done, and I would love to know which method you prefer, the first one or the second one. I always prefer this second one because it always gives me layers, and it's also an easy method to use. So now our dough is ready. Let's roll them out and cook the chapatis. So now you'll just take each dough and make sure that you've dusted with excess flour, and then you're just going to take your rolling pin. You're going to roll it into a nice round shape. So at this point the shape really matters, guys, so just make sure you have a nice round shape. I know some of you find it hard to get the perfect round shape, and that always happens when you don't spread enough flour on your surface or on your dough. So make sure you have enough flour. This is just to avoid the dough sticking to your surface, or else you will end up with weird shapes like the map of Africa or the map of Kenya. So just make sure you have enough flour on your surface, guys. So now is to cook our chapatis. So you'll have your pan over medium heat, and then you're going to add your rolled out dough, and then you're just going to cook this while adding oil, as you see the way I'm doing it here. We're going to cook both sides for at least 2 to 3 minutes until they're nicely golden browned on both sides. So when cooking the chapati, just make sure you have a nice spatula like this. This helps you turn them around, and also when you press with your spatula, it gives the chapati those nice golden bits. So if you want a spatula like this, I've just linked where you can get it at the description box down below. So now our chapati is ready. You'll just remove it and continue with the other remaining dough. And guys, that's our pumpkin chapatis, and as you can see, they look super soft. They look so good, guys, and let me tell you, they taste as amazing as they look. They are easy to tear, and they just give you that yumminess that you need in a chapati. The pumpkin just takes these chapatis to another level. So just go ahead, make them, serve them with whatever you want. They go well with some stews or some curries, and as I've mentioned earlier, you can also have them with some tea or some hot coffee. So just go ahead and make them, and I hope you enjoy. And that's what we're making today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. As you can see, it is so easy to make these pumpkin chapatis. I hope you guys are going to try it, and as usual, if you try it, don't forget to tell me how yours came out on the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more of my amazing recipes. We can always connect on Instagram or on TikTok at fields_kitchen. So till my next video, guys, bye.